80% of New Year's resolutions fail by the second week of February. Think about that for a second. 4 out of 5 people who start the year pumped, motivated, ready to change their lives are back to their old habits before Valentine's Day. And here's what really gets me. Only 9% of people who make resolutions actually keep them throughout the entire year. 9%. So if you've ever felt like a failure for giving up on your goals, you're not alone. But what if I told you the real reason you fail has nothing to do with willpower, discipline, or how badly you want it? Today we're diving into the actual psychology behind why resolutions fail, and more importantly, how to be part of that 9% who actually succeed. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. According to multiple studies, here's what the data shows. Nearly 80% of resolutions are abandoned by February. The average resolution lasts just 3.74 months. The second Friday in January is literally called Quitter's Day because that's when most people give up. And only 6% stick to their resolutions beyond 1 year. But here's what's fascinating. It doesn't matter if your goal is huge or tiny. Whether you want to lose 50 pounds or just drink more water, people fail at roughly the same rate. So clearly, the size of your goal isn't the problem. Something else is going on. And that's where the psychology gets interesting. Psychologically, having a tumbling tower as a start can create dread and instant avoidance. 1, because it's hard, and 2, because it involves a silly task. Psychologists have a term for what most of us do: false hope syndrome. This is when you set goals with completely unrealistic expectations about how fast, how easy, and how much you can change. And here's the kicker. Even after you fail, you misinterpret why you failed, so you just try the exact same approach again next year. It's like trying to plant a fully grown tree in hard soil without water, and being shocked when it withers. The syndrome stems from overconfidence, not genuine confidence, and it sets you up for disappointment from day one. Here's something most people don't realize. Your bad habits aren't really habits at all. They're automatic responses. When you've done something repeatedly, your brain creates neural pathways that get triggered by environmental cues. You don't decide to scroll Instagram when you pick up your phone. Your brain just does it automatically. This is why just stop doing it doesn't work. You're literally fighting against autopilot programming. And if your goal involves multiple steps with benefits far in the future, even harder. Your brain prefers immediate rewards over distant ones every single time. One of the biggest professional mistakes is assuming that if you just give someone the right information, they'll change their behavior. If people just knew how bad sugar is for them, they'd stop eating it. But you already know smoking causes cancer. You know social media is addictive. You know you should save money. Information doesn't change behavior, not reliably anyway. And here's a counterintuitive one. Telling everyone about your goals can actually backfire. Research shows that if you share your aspirations with people you perceive as having lower status than you, or whose opinion you don't really value, it doesn't increase your motivation. In fact, you might get a premature sense of accomplishment just from announcing it. Your brain treats the social recognition as the reward, reducing your drive to actually do the work. All right, so we've diagnosed the problem. Now let's talk about solutions, backed by actual science, not just motivational fluff. According to behavioral scientist B.J. Fogg's Tiny Habits method, behavior happens when 3 things converge at the same moment. Motivation, you want to do it; ability, you can do it; and prompt, something triggers you to do it. Most people focus only on motivation. They try to psych themselves up, watch motivational videos, visualize success. But motivation is a fair weather friend. It comes and goes. The real hack? Make the behavior so ridiculously easy that you can do it even when motivation is at 0. This is the game changer. Shrink your habit to its tiniest possible version, something that takes 30 seconds or less. Don't commit to work out for an hour. Commit to do 1 push-up. Don't commit to meditate for 20 minutes. Commit to take 3 deep breaths. I know what you're thinking. That's not enough to make a difference. But here's the thing. You're not trying to get results in 30 seconds. You're trying to build a habit that can grow. And habits form through consistency, not intensity. The 30-second version gets you in the door. Once you're doing that 1 push-up consistently, 2 push-ups feels easy, then 5, then 10. Okay, so New Year's isn't totally useless. There is something psychologically powerful about temporal landmarks, dates that feel like new beginnings. New Year's Day, the first of the month, Mondays, birthdays, even the day after a holiday. These all create what researchers call mental accounting periods. They let you mentally separate your past imperfect self from your future perfect self. You get to press reset. So use them strategically. Just don't rely on them alone. Here's a counterintuitive one. Sometimes making things harder helps. Remove barriers for good habits, yes, but for bad habits, add friction. Want to stop mindlessly scrolling? Delete the app and require yourself to log in through a browser every time. Want to eat less junk food? Don't keep it in the house. This forces what psychologists call System 2 thinking, the deliberate, conscious decision-making part of your brain, instead of running on autopilot. Plus, there's something called effort justification. When you work harder for something, you value it more. Making your goals require some effort can actually increase your commitment to them. Remember how I said sharing your goals can backfire? Well, here's when it works. Share them with someone you genuinely look up to, someone whose opinion matters to you. This creates evaluation apprehension. You care enough about what they think that you don't want to disappoint them. It's social accountability that actually works. After you complete your tiny habit, take 3 seconds to feel good about it. BJ Fogg calls this shine, authentic pride. Did your 1 push-up? Incredible. I'm building the habit. Took your 3 deep breaths? Yes, I'm becoming someone who meditates. This creates success momentum. Each tiny win increases your confidence and motivation for the next one. Over time, you're not just completing habits, you're becoming the type of person who does these things. Finally, when planning your goals, use reference class forecasting. Instead of thinking, my resolution will be different, look at the statistics for similar goals. How long do most people's gym memberships last? How often do most people stick to their diets? This isn't pessimism, it's realism. It helps you plan for obstacles instead of being blindsided by them. So here's the bottom line. You don't fail because you lack willpower. You fail because you're working against how your brain actually functions. Stop setting massive goals and hoping motivation carries you through. Start with behaviors so small they're impossible to fail at. Use timing to your advantage, share strategically, and celebrate every tiny win. Remember, only 9% of people succeed with New Year's resolutions, but that means 9% do succeed, and there's nothing special about them except they understand how behavior change actually works. You've got the same brain they do, you just needed the right instruction manual. If this video helped you understand why you've been struggling with your goals, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We dive deep into psychology, productivity, and behavior change every single week, and I would love to have you along for the journey. And if you want to support the channel, drop a like and leave a comment telling me what's one tiny habit you're going to start today. Just one. 30 seconds or less. Let's make 2026 the year you actually succeed, not by doing more, but by doing smarter. I'll see you in the next one.